Gohan and Goku are transformed into Super Saiyans, one in front of the other, ready to start their fight. At this moment, Goku is really impressed. It has been a long time since he had to face Gohan in a fight, and he wanted to see how strong his son had become. Goku is the first to attack and goes towards Gohan with everything he's got. Gohan dodges, but still gets hit by a kick from Goku that makes him stagger. Gohan looks at Goku and says, "Dad, you really are incredibly powerful. I don't know if I can beat you, but I know I can hit you." Gohan closes his fist and throws an incredible punch. Goku dodges and then receives a sharp kick that throws him away. The battle is starting to get interesting though. In another corner of the planet, Vegeta is alone in his training. Vegeta concentrates his ki and begins to transform into a Super Saiyan. He starts delivering several blows in the air, hitting a rock, which disintegrates. Then Vegeta says, "I can't lose to Kakarot. I need to get stronger." Everyone is training hard. The Z Warriors were looking towards to the tournament that took place in 9 days. Hey, how's it going? Just here to remind you to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel so you don't miss any videos, and stay well inside our entire universe of Dragon Ball. Let's go back to the point. Krillin is training when suddenly number 18 arrives and says, "Krillin, I bought you some juice. Come and freshen up. Your training is so hard." Krillin goes to number 18 and takes the juice and says, "Oh my, this juice is wonderful." 18 says, "Yes, I made it especially for you." And with a death glare, she says, "If I lose the tournament prize after I gave up winning the television at Bulma's house, I'll kill you." Krillin in panic responds, "No, my love, I'm going to win. You'll see." So Krillin goes back to training. Meanwhile, in the palace of the ancient gods, time is questioning. "My brothers and sisters, it is no longer time to send our warrior to Earth. Because there on Earth, there are only 9 days left to start the tournament." In that instant, Chaos responds, "I would have already sent him and he wouldn't even have to go through this tournament, you idiots." So Reality says, "I already warned you that he can lose. Be realistic. My brothers tells the time. Call up my brothers. Our warrior is ready to go." At that moment, Danketsu says, "I will not let them down. I will defeat this Beyonder Goku." At that moment, the ancient gods put their hands towards Danketsu. A strong light begins to emerge, and Danketsu is slowly teleported to the planet Earth. Arriving on planet Earth, Danketsu is surprised, as he has never seen such beautiful planet before. Danketsu is impressed with the place. Then he begins to wonder why the ancient gods want the destruction of the being from this place. He shakes his head and starts to say, "I need to stay focused. My masters gave me an order." And at that moment, he passes by a coffee shop and stops because he had never seen or smelled anything like that before. He stops and looks at what would be a cupcake. When he don't, he observes that Videl leaves the cafeteria and she passes by him and notices that he is standing there watching things. Then Videl goes on and says, "Hey, how's it going?" Danketsu answers, "Yeah, I'm just admiring how perfect everything here seems to be." So Videl says, "You want to experience something?" He says, "Yes." "Do you want to taste something from around here?" And then he says, "Yes," and points to a muffin. Videl invites him for coffee and then spends hours talking. In the meantime, we're back to training the Z Warriors. Goku and Gohan continue to fight an intense and arduous battle. Goku pummels his son with several punches and kicks Gohan counterattacks using his speed to distract Goku, who is impressed and says, "Gohan, my son, congratulations, you're really strong. You don't even look like it, but my little boy, you're strong." Gohan smiles and continues to fight as he doesn't want to lose to his father. Then Gohan stops in the air and asks, "Dad, you know, Dad, having a child makes life so different." Goku then responds, "Yeah, Chichi was also strange and very hungry though. Then her belly started to get huge, and when I least expected it, she started screaming, and then I heard you cry." And that was my experience. Gohan is horrified by what happened to his father and begins to think about Videl. On the other side of the planet, in the cafeteria, Videl sneezes, looks around and says, "Someone's talking about me." Then she smiles. Danketsu doesn't understand why she sneezed and said someone was talking about her, so he asks, "Videl, You can hear what people say from around the world? Vidal responds,
It's more than that, and of course not. It's just an expression we use when we sneeze.
Vidal says goodbye and says she needs to go. But if he wants to meet her tomorrow, she would be there too. She walks away and then leaves. So Dunketsu questions the old gods. My lords, why do you want destruction? The beings of this planet are not so strong and it doesn't even seem like a threat to our majesties. At this moment he hears a voice. You have duties on Earth. Fulfill them and you will be well rewarded. He goes to the big arena where the tournament will take place and registers. At this time, he's faced with Mr. Satan and Mr. Boo. And he sees Mr. Satan walking with his hat down and says, What a bummer. I could wipe out all these warriors right now. Mr. Boo answers,
More, Mr. Satan? Weren't you just shaking and hiding?
Mr. Satan answers, But of course not. I was just, training a new power. When Dunketsu passes through them, a very powerful energy hangs in the air. Mr. Satan feels oppressed by that pressure and hides behind Boo, then asks, What is your name? Dunketsu says, It doesn't matter. I hear what you said, and I'd love to beat you up in the tournament. I'll be waiting for you there. So Dunketsu continues on his way, and Mr. Satan tremendous says to Boo, Will you help me? Mr. Boo, please help me. At that moment, Boo looks from the corner of Mr. Satan and answers more, and
Of course. I already told you that I would defeat everyone and let you defeat me with just one punch.
Mr. Satan feels relieved and finally manages to breathe normally. Meanwhile, in Piccolo's training, he continues to concentrate and meditate. He thinks, I need to improve my Bakanko Sampo technique. It's not complete yet. I need to improve this technique. I want to surprise everyone, especially Gohan. Krillin manages to hone his most powerful attack, Kienzan. Number 18, seeing Krillin's effort, says,
He has a chance to win. I will finally have a television bigger than Bulma's.
Tenshinhan is full steam ahead training when he comes across an unusual being. He comes across Dunketsu and says, You have a strange presence. Dunketsu looks at that being and sees that he also has an unusual power, and he says, Where are you from? Sometimes I feel a little confused. But more accurately, I'm going to ask you, what is your name? Tenshinhan answers his name, and Dunketsu continues to say, You're not who I'm looking for. You know, a Goku guy? I don't know if it's right, but I need to destroy him. Tenshinhan then starts to say, You're a very strange being. I don't know if you're good or bad, but if you want to destroy one of my friends, I'll have to stop you. Dunketsu answers, Maybe I can fight you and put an end to my boredom. So he goes to attack Tenshinhan. Then he releases all his energy made by the union of all the old gods. Tenshinhan jumps in the air and flies away from there because the pressure of those powers is impressive and he wouldn't stand a chance. So Tenshinhan goes to Goku's house. He arrives there and doesn't find anyone. At that moment, he sees Chi-Chi washing the dishes and asks, Chi-Chi, where's Goku? Chi-Chi responds,
I don't know, he's training with Gohan. He doesn't even remember that he exists.
Chi-Chi keeps saying,
He went over there.
And points to the side towards Tenshinhan, who immediately flies away. He finds Goku and Gohan training and says, Goku, I need to talk to you. Goku loses concentration and takes a kick from Gohan that sends him flying towards the ground, making a hole where he had been thrown. At that time, Gohan sees and asks, Dad, are you okay? Did I hurt you? Goku smiling responds, No, Gohan, I just lost my concentration a little. No, Gohan, I just lost my concentration a little bit. Just wait here. We'll continue fighting later. Goku uses his teleportation and goes to Tenshinhan and says, What happened, Tenshinhan? The terrified Tenshinhan says, I found a very powerful being that didn't seem to be from this planet. He almost faced me, but I ran away from it. And from the looks of it, to me, he has no sense of right or wrong. He just had a bewildered and cold look. That being's very powerful, Goku. Maybe we'll have problems with him when I lose out here. Goku calmly responds, There, Tenchion. If he causes problems, we'll fix it, okay? Now there are only 8 days left for the tournament. To be continued. What surprises will appear in this tournament? Is Nanketsu good or evil? Regardless of what it is more than important that you already expose it here in your comments so that we can enter into that crazy debate. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.